Welcome to CGT 456, Web Programming Design and Database Integration. I'm Professor Glutzball. We're going to look in this welcome video at just the start of the semester, have a look at Brightspace and where you can locate things. So we'll start out here. The course is asynchronous online this semester, which means that you can proceed through kind of at your own pace, except there are deadlines that you must meet. So since you've had me in class before, you'll know that there's a web server involved that we will map a drive to that all of your assignments will be uploaded to. Let's start by looking at this main page. So 456, when it runs, it's hardly ever the same twice. Usually the first part is similar. We learned some ASP.NET, some C#, learn how to do some things. And then about halfway through or somewhere in there, kind of see what we can do as a class or in the class. And a lot of times each semester it just winds up being quite a bit different. So look forward to seeing what you can do and what you're able to come out of this class with. So we do use ASP.NET and we use the programming language C#, that's object oriented. So if you have any experience with Java, it's very, very similar to Java in a lot of ways. So you'll find similarities there. Let's see. Again, I already said this. Our class meeting is asynchronous online. Again, you do have the deadlines that need to be met. I organize the course materials under the content section. So up here under content, you'll be able to find everything in order. It's under the week by week view, and you just progress down through there like a lot of classes do. I've also provided a link to the syllabus here on the main page. So if we jump to the content area, see the syllabus load there, and we've got start by reading the syllabus. You need to check the announcements section regularly, so the course home or the announcement section. If you dismiss an announcement or you've read it and it disappears, all announcements stay in the course. You just need to go to the announcements section and show all of the announcements. They're still there. And then all assignments will be found in the content section. So we've got the syllabus loading here. You can read through this syllabus. There are no required textbooks for you to buy. You can use the Purdue Library's website and search for any number of topics and find free resources. So we don't need to spend the money on textbooks when you can have access to multiple textbooks through Purdue. So each student is responsible for knowing what is assigned on Brightspace and when it is due. You'll want to check here regularly, make sure that you're following the announcements and that you're following the course content. Material submittal. All assignments will be turned in and reside on the web development server provided for the class. That server will be used for development and testing purposes, and assignments will be graded from there. Always save a copy of your assignment to your own media so that you have a copy in case anything should happen to the server. So you don't want to be in a situation where you saved your original work to the server, you didn't back it up, and somehow, some way, it's deleted, it's lost, something happened to it. You don't want to be in that situation. So always keep a copy somewhere for yourself, and then make sure that you turn in a copy on the web server. Materials not turned into the web server will receive a 0. As far as development in this class, we'll talk a little bit more about this, but you need access to a machine running Windows that you can install Visual Studio on, and that is the basis. You need access to a machine that can run Windows or that you can put Windows on and install Visual Studio on. You can read through the rest of this. I'm not going to read through the entire thing. You have access to the activities and grading scale there. I plan to have quite a few assignments. Your participation in the class includes completion of the assignments, as well as if we do other things through Brightspace, participation in those things. And then I plan to have 2 projects as well. I will scroll through to the end of the syllabus here. You can read through the syllabus on your own. Make sure that you have looked at it and gone through it. So there we've reached the end of that. We come over here to the week-by-week view. You'll see when I clicked on it, it expanded the week-by-week view. I will continue to build this out. So as each week progresses, you'll continue to see additional weeks appear. So keep checking back for that to fill out. You can start by reading my philosophy and also by proceeding to week 1, assignment 1, where there is a decent amount of information there. I will reiterate again, you do need to download Visual Studio. Let's use Visual Studio 2019 Community. And you do need to install it on Windows. If you try to run it on a Windows or try to run Visual Studio for Mac, you are going to be frustrated and disappointed. And I'll reiterate that probably in other videos. It does not work the same. It is not the same. And when you go through the things that we go through in class, you will find yourself very frustrated. So just right now, if you have a Mac, talk to somebody who can help you create a dual boot on your Mac so that you can boot to either your normal or to Windows. And then you can install Visual Studio 2019 on Windows on that same machine, and that way you can do your work from your machine. Or have access to a computer running Windows with Visual Studio 2019 so that you can complete the assignment successfully. I will not go through the first few weeks of class trying to muddle through having some students trying to use VS for Mac before realizing it's just not going to work. So that needs to be done this week because next week we set in and start doing some stuff in Visual Studio. So there's to start off, we've got, again, my philosophy. We've got this week 1, assignment 1. We've also got this research assignment that's here. This is it's due in 2 weeks. This is due in 1 week. This is due in 2 weeks. So you'll see our February 1 date here. Anything that I assign, all you've got to do is go to it. You'll look up here at the top. You'll see when it started and when it's due. So this is going to be due January 25th, whereas this one's due on February 1st. And likewise, when you come back to the course home, you should also be able to look at the calendar and see the upcoming events that are there. In addition, I'd like for everyone to go to the course tools and under announcements, choose more options and notifications and turn on instant notifications for announcements. That way, anytime anything is posted to this area where there are announcements, you will get an automatic notification for it. And you can read it from your email. You can come to Brightspace and view it there. And again, if you dismiss an announcement so that it doesn't appear again, it is still there. You just need to go to the announcements widget and look through all of the announcements. As you've seen in other classes, Brightspace has a lot of tools. We will use some, we will not use others, and that's often the case in many of the classes, as you're discovering. So we will use some of the tools, some of them we will not. I do hope to have a great semester with you. I'm often, Usually 456 is a great class, and it's a fun class. It's often pretty fun to see what students can do. Um, so it's usually a pretty enjoyable class. Um, so I'm hoping to see what you might come up with by the end of the semester. At this at this point, you should definitely proceed to the content in assignment one, um, and begin taking care of that. If you have trouble connecting to your server share space, please contact ECN directly. If you get an access denied or permissions problem, anything like that, I do not have the ability to make changes there. So instead of going through me to get to ECN, it would be much faster and more efficient for you to contact ECN directly and get that taken care of. That mapping of that directory is going to be crucial for the entire semester. You want to get that set up this week and know that it's running and good to go, and that you don't have to mess with it. That's something that I've been doing for a lot of years through Purdue, and I've mapped many drives. I have a plethora of drives that I map daily. And I've done it from all over the United States and a few different countries. So it is, if you are having trouble, it can and will be fixed. You just need to talk to ECN. It is not something that cannot be fixed, is what I'm trying to say. So with that, I hope we have a good semester. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll leave you with that heading into this first week.